Meet Lakshmi. She's the fourth of six siblings. Her family owns a small farm. Often, there was not enough food to feed the whole family. Since the women and girls in the family ate after the men, Lakshmi's growth was stunted. This was considered normal. There was not enough money to send all the children to school. So, her brothers went to school and Lakshmi and her sister stayed back to help their mother with domestic chores. Lakshmi attained puberty at 13. She was segregated every month during her periods. She was not allowed to enter the kitchen, meet other members of the family, or go to the temple. A few years later, Lakshmi's family became a little better off financially. Lakshmi requested to be allowed to go to school, but her father refused. There were male teachers at the school, and it was not appropriate for his daughter, who had reached puberty, to be taught by men. Besides, she would be getting married soon. Investing in her education would be like watering the neighbor's garden. At 15, Lakshmi was married to Gopal, a local truck driver, for a dowry of Rs 30,000. She went to live with his family. Gopal regularly forced himself on her. In 4 months, she was pregnant. At 18, she had 3 daughters and was blamed for not having a son. She did not want another child, but was constantly threatened by her in-laws. She lived in fear. She was tired. She was alone. The structures she was forced to live by all her life had rendered her powerless. Lakshmi is just one of the millions of women across the country who are locked into the same life cycle. From selective abortions at birth to being abandoned as a widow at death. Laws such as Prohibition of Sex Selection Act, the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act, the Dowry Prohibition Act, etc., meant to abolish these customs and practices have been rendered inadequate at the enforcement stage. These rigid, discriminatory, and archaic customs are leading to a massive impact on individuals, families, communities, and the country as a whole. It has led to lesser women in the workforce, lower nutrition levels, expenses connected to dowry and marriage directly impact capital availability for women-backed enterprises. Many find it difficult to continue economic activity after marriage, and there is an increase in debt, as well as an increase in the likelihood of mental health issues like low self-esteem. But all is not lost. Some women have taken matters into their own hands to make a dent in this cycle, like this group of women in Madhya Pradesh who plough their own fields, or this village in Kerala that has declared itself dowry-free, or the inspiring story of Delisha Davis, a 24-year-old from Thrissur who is employed as a truck driver. And some have been aided by male allies, like this father who divided his property equally between his daughter and son, this husband who shares all domestic chores with his wife, or organizations like MAVA, Men Against Violence and Abuse, who have pioneered efforts to engage boys and men on issues of gender inequality and discrimination. As these stories show, Lakshmi does not have to be the norm. We can be the change to make stories like hers the exception. Men and boys can support in their struggle for identity, equality, and freedom. Men of quality are not afraid of equality.